My name is Nick Brown, founder of Cooking Physics, and I help professional chefs become inspirational leaders by focusing on their passion, their profession, and their personal development. Welcome to day 2. We are going to be talking about the next rule that I have for cooking in life. Now, this is one of the first rules that any chef learns when they're beginning. Taste everything. Tasting everything. What it is about is that as you're working in the culinary industry, you need to know your product. You need to know what's going on. And so the first rule you learn is to taste everything. Every single thing that you have, you taste it when it's raw to make sure the product is good to begin with. Okay? You taste it when you're in the middle of the cooking to make sure that the seasonings are going correctly. And then you taste the finished product so that you know that what is going out is going to be amazing for the guest. What happens is while you're tasting things, you're spending your time to write down what your observations. You write down the flavors of something if it's the first time that you're ever tasting it. And you write down and you keep track of what things are going on. If you're in the process of creating a new dish and you're not exactly sure that you know the end product that you want to have, more or less, and you know the main ingredients, but you're not sure how to get it to where you want it to get, then you start testing things. And you taste it before. You go through and you do all of the aspects to try and help you grow and develop, and to help grow and develop that recipe. And then finally, you end up with a finished product. And it's only because of your diligence in paying attention to what's going on and writing down what worked and what didn't is how you end up getting that amazing dish at the end. So, how do you go about doing this? What is it that we can take this idea of tasting everything and put it into our regular lives? So, what I have come up with when I'm talking about this is that tasting everything is all about being present, making sure that you are where you want to be each and every single day. Looking around you, seeing everything that's going on around you, and enjoying what is going on. Like right now, it's the fall, and I could just go to work and come back. I live up in the mountains, and I go to work in the mountains, and so as I'm going around, going to and from work, I'm going through and seeing all of these beautiful trees, and the leaves are changing colors, and they're really starting to pop. And one color is going to pop, red's going to pop first, and then it's yellows, and then the oranges, and then everything's going to kind of start fading a little bit. And we really only have like 3 or 4 days where it's really beautiful, where everything's just kind of popping at the same time. Now, I can just go to work and come back, just focus on the road, or I can sit there and be present and taste my life. Really get that flavor of what's going on, the presentation of the world that surrounds me. Being present when you're conversation with other people. One of the things that I think about when I think taste everything is like, get to know the other person. Get to know their hopes, their dreams. Get to know their goals. Find out how you can help them out in those. Also, look to challenge myself. What kind of things that I do that help create a vibrancy and an aliveness in my life as I seek to improve myself, as I challenge myself? Because have you ever just gone like an entire week and not really realized that the week was gone? I mean, you went ahead and did all the regular stuff, and you think back, and you're like, yeah, I went to work. I mean, I did the stuff that I normally do, but it doesn't really mean anything to you. See, if you want to have that feeling of aliveness, a feeling of joy, of having that that flavor in your life, then you need to challenge yourself and give yourself something to look forward to, something that you're working for. And so, yesterday we talked about the rule of three and creating those goals. Now is the opportunity that you have to really work towards those goals and really focus and taste what's going on. The other thing you want to do is you want to begin to start keeping a journal. There are many, many ways of keeping your thoughts. You can either write them down in a book, which is the traditional method. Another way is that you can type them on a computer or record them into a video file. Or there's plenty of apps for your phone or for the computer that you can use to capture those thoughts and maintain them digitally. What I found that works best for me is a combination of recording as well as the digital. See, I'm a chef, and I love to be on my feet. I mean, I wouldn't work in this industry if I didn't. I love the movement. I love moving while I'm working, and the same thing happens when I'm thinking. See, I always think best when I'm out for a walk. And about 6 months ago, I was at a networking event with other entrepreneurs, and one of the people said that what he does is every single morning, early in the morning, he goes and grabs his phone, he hits record, and then he goes for a walk. And he just sits there and talks and writes his journal in that way. And then once he's done, then he stores that and he's good. I really like that idea. So I started doing that, and I had it transcribed. And then I was using the Growth Day app to be able to record it into an area that is searchable, so that I can search through it and try and find what I was thinking about during those days. So being able to sit there and talk about my day and to work through what had gone on, and then at the end I just do a quick review of it, like, oh yeah, I remember I said that. Oh yeah, I remember I said that. It's because I say a lot of things, and a lot of times I would make commitments and I wouldn't write them down. I didn't have anything to write them down with, and then I'd lose it by the time I was done with my walk. But being able to have that transcribed, I'd flip through it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing. So then I'd write it down and put it somewhere so that I could remember that I made that commitment. And so that day, I worked towards that commitment. I worked and made sure that I did what I said I was going to do. So keeping this journal, paying attention to what's going on in your life, being present, getting to know other people, and challenging myself each and every day has really helped. And that's what I think about when I think of the phrase of taste everything. Enjoy your life. Have flavor, bring those flavors of your life together and really taste everything that's going on. So thank you so very much.